Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin and I like to film eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like indie makeup, if you like makeup content in general, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And I'm excited. We are going to be doing a first impressions video with the new Lethal Cosmetics Wildflower palette. And if you don't know, the Nightflower palette that they did last year is like one of my favorite palettes ever. So I was really excited when I saw they were launching kind of like a similar format. It's like kind of the second palette in the Nightflower, now Wildflower line. So if you want to see me do a look with this palette, then you should go ahead and keep on watching. Also, I have my legs sitting like right up against my desk because I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, and I feel like it's shaking my camera a little bit every time I like talk and move. So if it's shaky, I'm really sorry, but I'm very comfortable right now. I did want to compare, before we get into the look, I did want to compare some of the shades because I feel like these neon shades in here are similar, or like repeats. So this is a like custom palette that I did that has all my lethal shadows from the, maybe it is all of them, but it's from the 1UP palette. But I felt like this like purple, oh my god, this purple shade from the Wildflower palette, and then this dark purple, and I'm sorry I don't have the packaging anymore because I depotted them, from the 1UP palette are pretty similar. I guess they're a little bit more different. Okay, so the one from the 1UP palette is a little bit cooler, but ultimately still very similar. And then the neon pink I wanted to compare as well. I think the duochrome shades are all I can see a difference in those. Okay, I was wrong. I thought these were gonna be, I thought they were the exact same shades. The hot pinks is not that much of a difference. This one is the, I don't remember which is which. Okay. Let me compare it to the Nightflower palette too. Okay, here's the Nightflower palette. So this is what the two palettes look like next to each other. Okay, so Wildflower's on top, Nightflower's on bottom. You can see where they're kind of similar, like overall vibes, but I don't know if any of these shades are exactly the same, but they do give like the similar overall vibe, right? It's like a purple with some pops of blue and pink. This one has a little bit more pops, I would feel like. This one feels more of like a monochromatic purple palette. Okay, so I'm surprised because when I got the Wildflower palette like in my hands and I swatched it, I was like, I think this is similar. I think this is like a combo of the 1UP and the other palette, but there's more differences than I was expecting. Okay, so let's do a look today. I'm actually gonna do a really light look because I really want to try out this dark lipstick that I got from Insta Cosmetics, so it's a dark brown. So I just want to do something that's a little bit lighter on the eyes. In that vein, we're going to start with this little taupey shade down here called Wilted, I believe. And I'm going to use my Cosmic Brushes CB1 brush. And we're just going to fluff this into the crease just to give us some definition. And I should have mentioned that I primed my lids with my About Face Beauty eyeshadow primer. I always like to use an eyeshadow primer, and that's my preferred eyeshadow primer. Okay, so that is that. And then I think now we're just gonna go for the shimmers. Like I said, I want this to be a lighter look. So what shimmers do I want to use? I think I want to start with the shade Untamed, which is this one up here. And I feel like I'm really gonna love this shade. It kind of screams me. So I don't know, I won't say how much I'm gonna use this shade because I might just end up going for it. I'm gonna try and use more shades though, because this is a first impressions and only using 2 shades isn't super helpful. Oh yeah, oh that's pretty. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of a shade that's in the Inslee Rain Midwinter Dream palette, one of my favorite shades in that palette. This is very similar, that purple with that gold shift to it. It's really pretty. Now I'm gonna go into the shade, what is this one down here? Flourish. And I'm going to take, oh, I didn't mention, I'm just using like a flat brush from BH Cosmetics. It's from like a neon collection. But anyways, I'm going to go into that shade on the other side of that same brush. Ooh, that one I think I might like even more. I didn't really think much of the shade. It just kind of looks like a purple shimmer and pan, but there's blue sparkles to it. And that is really pretty. Oh, these shimmers are so pretty. Lethal always does such a good job with the shimmers. I feel like sometimes I see their palettes and I go, you know, I don't need it. I have so many, and so I skip them. But then when I do pick up a palette from them, I'm reminded that the shimmers are even prettier, like in person and on the eyes, than what you see in photographs. And I just need to remember that. I feel like I'd pick up all of their palettes if I just kept that in mind. So maybe I don't need to keep it in mind because, you know, I only have so much money. And we're going to do one last shimmer because I just feel like, why not? I feel like usually if you've watched my videos, I almost always do like mostly mattes. And I do try to mix in shimmers, but I feel like I'm a mostly matte person. So to do one matte with 3 shimmers is kind of an interesting look for me. So now I'm going into the shade, what is this one? Blazing Star, this blue one up here. It's like a blurple. And I'm using my Melt Cosmetics Sombra Plana brush. And I did spray all of these shades with Fix Plus, so just know if you're wondering about that. It looks a little bit like a country flag because of how like separate each of the shades are, so I might go back and forth and try and fuse those lines a bit more, get more of a gradient. So this is a very light look for me, so I think I am going to do like a shadow wing, or maybe not a wing so much as like a smudge on the lash line. Let's see. I'll try and just smudge the lash line first and see if we like it. So I'm going to take this Morphe M421 brush and we're going to go in with this. Let's try this darkest shade down here, Nightshade. Yeah, I feel like that is better, and it'll help my lash application too. So I know that wasn't a lot, but this is basically the look, so I'll get up close so you can see before I add anything else. So I'm going to do lashes, face, just the whole 9, 10 yards, however much, and come back, show you the finished look, and I'll give you my very first impressions thoughts on this palette. Here is the finished look. Let me know what you think. I feel like with the dark brown lip and like the light frosty shimmer, it's giving very 90s, which is kind of what I was going for. But yeah, let me know what you think of this look in the comments, and then let's talk about this palette. Obviously, the shimmers are gorgeous, so pretty. That one matte taupe that I blended out really nicely, and then I was able to smoke the blue, the dark blue shade on the lower lash line, no problem. Obviously, I didn't do a look where I built up the mattes on top of each other to build it up. That's why I said this is a very first impressions, because my scope of the palette is limited, but I usually don't have issues with Lethal's mattes, so unless they change the formula, I can't imagine that I will. I will say on swatching, the neon shades were very difficult to build up in swatches. But as we all know, swatches don't necessarily mean anything on the eye. And I had the same issue swatching the 1UP palette, and I felt like the neon mattes in that palette worked okay. They're slightly different shades, but they are pretty similar to the neon mattes from the 1UP palette, so just something to note if you have those. But yeah, overall, I really like it. I think I will have fun playing with this. I haven't used it enough yet to know if it will surpass the Wildflower palette as my favorite Lethal palette, but I will play with it more and let you all know my thoughts, of course. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this very quick video, and I will see you next time.